Hey folks, Machinery Pete here. I'm in Atlanta, Indiana at Reynolds Farm Equipment, and I met a fascinating fellow here, Mitch Frazier, the Chief Marketing Officer for Reynolds Equipment. And what I was so interested in, Mitch, is your path to get here into the farm equipment business.
Not traditional.
Well, you know, I think it's a great example of if you have passion, there's a lot of ways forward in life. And you're doing a great job here.
Thank you.
Marketing for Reynolds Farm Equipment. Your work on social media is, I can tell you're ahead of the game, Mitch. It's very good.
Thank you. At MitchDF. At MitchDF.
That's the Twitter?
That's the Twitter for me, and at Reynolds Farm EQ.
At Reynolds Farm EQ. Well, make sure to follow those folks. You'll get great content, awesome stuff. Now, Mitch, you grew up right around here in Indiana?
I did, yeah. Just about 15 minutes north of our location here in Atlanta.
Okay. And why don't we just start here now? You were in the military?
I was. So I left Indiana and joined the Army. Spent 5 years active duty. Awesome opportunity to serve.
Okay.
And then worked for the Army as a civilian for 3 years after in places like Iraq and Hurricane Katrina.
Wow. Well, thank you from our audience, I would say. Thank you for your service, Mitch.
Thank you. It was an honor to serve, and just one of those things that you look back at points in your life and you think about those pivotal moments, and there were so many during that journey that I'm just grateful for.
And what were your duties in the military?
I was a public affairs specialist. So for if I make the wavy line correlation to life, it's PR.
PR.
And so that's what I did in Iraq. It's what I did as an active duty soldier.
Okay.
And it's just a real honor.
So you got out of the military, and then where did you go next, Mitch?
Sure, had a chance to come back here to Indiana and work for then Indiana Governor Mitch Daniels, who's now the president at Purdue University,
yes.
Close to here,
right.
And did some work on property taxes initially, which was a fascinating adventure, and then moved over to economic development, where I got a chance to spend some time focusing on the economy here in Indiana and about what's happening and what was happening then and what is happening today on growing the Indiana economy.
So you went from the military into state government.
Yes.
Okay. And then where did we segue to next, Mitch?
Sure. So through that, I had a great fortune of meeting perhaps one of the best entrepreneurs, the best innovators in the world, Scott Dorsey. He was the CEO, co-founder of ExactTarget, which was a digital marketing technology company. Met Scott and had a great chance to go work for Scott starting in 2009, and spent over 5 years with Scott and the team at ExactTarget. I joined at, employee 300 and something. Wow. And we grew it to well into the thousands, went public on the New York Stock Exchange, which was a fascinating experience. And then we were acquired by Salesforce in 2013.
Everyone knows Salesforce. Wow, massive, yeah. So how would you explain to people what ExactTarget did as a business?
Yeah, it's a great question. So ExactTarget was the digital marketing technology platform for the brands that, many of us use today. People, whether it's large home improvement stores or financial institutions, being able to use all the rich insights and the data of what you've bought, what you've viewed, how you've interacted with that brand over time, to really power the right message to the right person at the right time. And as we evolved the company, it really became through the right channel. So whether that was email, whether it was SMS mobile message, whether it was an app push message, whether it was a website, or whether it was social media, which is probably where my passion comes from today on social.
Now ExactTarget, they were, so that was back early 2000s?
It was, yeah. So the company was founded in early 2000s and grew and really became
digital marketing back then. So that was kind of at the
pioneering. I mean, truly, Scott and the co-founders and the early company really pioneered this whole idea of being able to use digital interactions to drive physical behavior. Right. And the thing that I get excited about even now as I look at this business and I look at ag, we're at that same precipice where there's so much insight, there's so much data. We heard from Matt Bechtel earlier today from GeoSilos here with our Future of Ag breakfast, where Matt is talking about this hype cycle, as Gartner calls it, and these rich data, these rich insights that exist within the ag platform, whether it's equipment, whether it's from your seed company, whether it's from a chemical company, whomever it may be. There's such an opportunity. And so I get excited about it, and I think what we saw today.
You're passionate about it, Mitch.
Our customers are excited about it as well.
Yeah. Okay, so ExactTarget, and you got into things like investor relations,
Yeah, so
helping the company go public. And
so through a series of really just fortunate occurrences, I had the opportunity, working on messaging and positioning for the company through marketing strategy and through communications and PR. Got my MBA and knocked on the CFO's door and said, "Hey, boy, I'd like to be a part of this IPO thing if we do it." And we did it, and we did it well, and had a chance to really kind of prove a new model for investor relations, where it was this idea of being able to provide insights and just macro. So I had analyst relations, and to be able to talk about the things that were going on at the macro was just a fun.
Wow. So then, okay, now we still haven't made it to the farm equipment business.
Fair enough.
Mitch, how did you wind up here at Reynolds Farm Equipment?
Sure. So I met. So after Salesforce, took some time off, had a little consulting company. Been working with a local tech company for a while, helping them get their marketing team up and running.
Yep.
I met Gary Reynolds, president and owner here at Reynolds Farm Equipment, through kind of a friend of a friend. And one thing led to another. He asked me if I'd ever think about working here. And after a series of interactions in my best poker face.
Yeah, now, what was your first? Hey, Mitch, do you want to come work at the John Deere dealer? Honestly, what were you thinking?
I was pretty excited. As a guy, and this is the emotion that we have the opportunity at John Deere. As a guy, as a kid who grew up playing with little green tractors, around the house, and seeing big green tractors out in the field, to see the innovation that's happening within ag, sort of all of those things begin to intersect.
Right.
Yeah, I was pretty excited.
Well, now, so you bring your unique cutting-edge marketing expertise outside of the industry to this position. So, talk about marketing as a farm equipment dealer right now to farmers with your products and services here at Reynolds Farm Equipment?
Whether it's a farmer or whether it's someone in agribusiness broadly, we're all consumers first. We all expect a hyper-personalized experience, and whether that's online, whether it's in store. I mean, one of the things that I love about Reynolds Farm Equipment is you go over to the parts counter and you see Parker. And Parker knows who you are. Parker knows what model tractor you have. He knows when's the last time you serviced it.
Right.
Guys and gals expect that type of interaction online.
Right.
And we have an opportunity as a regional John Deere dealer, as a regional farm equipment dealer, I think as a leader in the space, to go through and say, how do we transcend sort of this digital world, and how do we bring in that personalized experience that we deliver so well here?
Right.
And how do we bring that to our customers online? And that's a huge opportunity.
Well, like I mentioned before, what you're doing on social media, to me, it stands out. I mean, you get it. Talk about social media with a farm equipment dealer. What are you doing here, Mitch? What are your efforts?
I don't think it's really anything special. I think it's just giving people a view into the world that so many people don't get to see. Yesterday, we were out with U.S. Farm Report, and Tyne Morgan, who's wonderful, and just has a great way of connecting with our farmers, our customers, and I would take some pictures and tweet them out sort of behind the scenes as the interviews were going on. And the thing that was staggering was it didn't take us more than probably a mile out of that gravel driveway when we leave the farmer that they're retweeting it, or somebody on their network is retweeting it. And I think that's so important. Right? The idea of just being able to make Reynolds Farm Equipment, make a John Deere dealer personal.
Right.
Or make it what we love and what we're really good at is relationship.
Right.
Why not extend that online? And
Absolutely.
Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn provide that opportunity.
It's nothing to be afraid of.
No, and it doesn't take that much time.
Right.
So I remember from my days at Exact Target, we would talk with brands. The brands would say, I don't have time to do social.
Right.
Well, you're running a business. Customers are the lifeblood of your business.
You don't have time not to do it.
That's exactly right. This is not a I want to, or boy I should someday. The day is now. There's no bad time to start.
Right.
There's no right time to start.
Right.
Other than today. Right. You have to jump on and you have to go. And what I look at, even from this morning, I mean, what a wonderful example at our Future of Ag breakfast was the sheer volume of tweets. And these are from farmers, they're from agribusiness, they're from CPAs, they're from lawyers, they're from Machinery Pete, they're from U.S. Farm Report.
I loved how you pulled this event together in less than a month and had the broad, like I say, it was farmers, it was regional business people, the state ag incubator, Agronovis?
Agronovis, yes.
It was fascinating. Mitch. And again, hats off for what you're doing here. And I can tell you're passionate and you love what you're doing.
I do. I'm one of the luckiest guys. I don't want to say I'm the luckiest guy, because I think Gary Reynolds is probably in that boat, but I'm one of the luckiest guys. This is what I get to do. I mean, I get to have the opportunity to market the best product in ag.
Right.
I get the opportunity to connect with some of the best people
Right.
in my market, and I get the opportunity to lead a transformation that is happening.
Right.
And if somebody says, "Boy, can you lead that from Atlanta, Indiana?"
Absolutely.
Absolutely can, because if not Atlanta, Indiana, where? And we're going to do it, and we have a long way to go. We're just getting started, but I am unbelievably excited about the future.
Well, Mitch, I have to ask you now, we have a lot of young ag folks that follow us on social media, watch TV show and stuff, and your career path.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
mean, here you are at the John Deere dealer, but what career advice would you give to young people as they set sail in terms of like opportunity and what's possible?
Boy, my career advice that somebody gave me that I've held true to this day is don't be afraid to ask. I look at every sort of turning point in my career, whether it was with the Army,
Right.
whether it was when I volunteered to go to Iraq, when it was looking at the opportunity to become involved in investor relations. Just ask.
Right.
What's the worst thing that's going to happen? Somebody's going to tell you no.
Right.
Well, look, we've all been told no since first day out of the womb. I mean, it's okay.
Don't be afraid of it.
Don't be afraid of it. And then, the other thing that I share with young marketers who I have an opportunity to interact with is be great at something, but be good at everything. The idea that you can come in and say, boy, I'm going to, in the marketing world, I'm going to be great at SEO, or I'm going to be great at email, or I'm going to be great at digital.
Right.
That's great. But you have to be good at marketing.
Right.
And I think that holds true whether it's a marketer, whether it's a sales guy, whether it's a service tech, whether it's a parts counter specialist. Be great at something.
Right.
Provide that immediate value, but be good at everything and have fun doing it. This is what we get to do every day.
Right.
There's so many
Absolutely.
people that would love to trade places with us. Enjoy.
That's fantastic. That's great advice, Mitch. Thanks for sharing that, and thanks for sharing your path and your insights. And again, hats off to what you're doing here at Reynolds Farm Equipment. And if folks, again, your website, Mitch, reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
That's correct.
Okay. Well,
New
folks,
website coming.
New website.
New website coming.
Awesome.
One that I think you'll be particularly happy with when it comes to content.
Well, you got me intrigued there.
Cliffhanger.
That's awesome. Hey, Mitch, a great event today. Thanks for all your help and great visit. Thanks much.
Thanks, Greg.